Now then, let's continue with our Apple topic with the second main topic. And unfortunately, we're going to have to talk about the creepy crud in the air. I am so sorry. I know some people don't like this topic, but we have to, because here's the thing. We are still in the middle of a pandemic. FYI, wear your masks. And the pandemic is not ending soon. In fact, what's worse, there's been some spikes in states. I think at least in 19 states, there have been spikes in cases as we begin to reopen. And, that was to be expected. But some of the spikes are a lot worse than we had hoped. And as a result, Apple is closing some of their stores because of the spike. As an Apple spokesperson says, due to the current C virus conditions in some of the communities we serve, we are temporarily closing stores in those areas. These areas. We take this step with an abundance of caution as we closely monitor the situation, and we look forward to having our teams and customers back as soon as possible. The company will shutter 11 stores across Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Arizona this weekend, which actually, because this article is a few days old, was the past weekend, Father's Day weekend. Now, here's the thing. I give Apple credit for being overtly cautious. I think it speaks a lot about a company's character when no one's forcing them to close, and they stand to lose a lot of money, and they say, to do the right thing, we are going to close some stores. I appreciate that. At the same time, this is going to be interesting to see, because the economy can't do a complete shutdown again. It just can't. I don't know if we would survive it. And some companies are not going to be this considerate. And for that matter, if there's a new C virus case that shows up in a store, what does a company do at that point? A lot of these businesses have been closed for months, and they're just finally open, and now they have to start closing again. Sure, Apple can take the hit, but not a lot of businesses can. And it's going to be very concerning to see what happens. So I would like to think that we were doing things properly, that we're washing our hands, that we're not crowding our beaches or our stores, that we're wearing our masks, that would result in these things not having to happen. But I don't think we're there. And I don't know if we're ever going to be there. We have too much of an independent streak in America. We do. And a lot of people don't want to wear the masks. They don't want to walk up to people. Heck, there's a good amount of people who don't believe the virus is even real. There's also a good amount of people who think the earth is flat. So you know what my thoughts on that are. But Apple is nonetheless closing these stores out of an abundance of caution. I think because they are doing it themselves and they are not being forced, I have to give them a little bit of respect for that. That is nice. But that said, how many more times can they afford to do this? How many more times are they expected to do this? I don't know if we can keep doing this, but I don't know what the solution is at this point. You can't just say, oh, nothing's going on, la-di-da, because there is something going on. But, we do want to make sure the cure is not worse than the disease. Anyway, even though it's a touchy subject, I know it is. I'd like to know what your thoughts on this are. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.